Well, hello everybody, and welcome back. Fruit Spread here again, picking up with Fallout 1. Now, before we head out into the wasteland, I went back, recorded, or looked at my recordings, edited them up, whatnot, and I realized that we have some business to attend to in Shady Sands before we head out into the wasteland and go to Junktown. This is very easy to miss, even if you played the game a million times, is that there's actually... We talked with Seth, the town guard up here, that his brother was ill, and the isometric view kind of makes this hard to see the first time, is that his brother, Jarvis, I believe his name is injured, and even though we did figure out the antidote for the scorpion venom, apparently the doc has no agency to actually heal him by himself, so we have to go in and actually do it, which is a little absurd, but apparently the Hippocratic Oath here in the Wasteland is a little bit more different, so now he's okay, and we get 400 experience points for using the antivenom that we got from the Rad Scorpion Tails, and so now we can talk to Jarvis. Thank you so much for helping me. My name is Jarvis, and I'm Seth's younger brother. Please, if there's anything I can do, just ask. I do like that he is still laid out. We don't really need to ask him any more questions about the town. It's not a large town to begin with, and we've already... I think this and talking to Tandy is the only thing that's left to do, so that's it. Just chatting. Now, I believe later on you will see him wandering around town. And one more thing while we're here, see if the doctor has any stim packs for us that he's willing to trade for. Never hurts to have a few more of these on hand. And since we did just raid a bunch of raiders, we have all kinds of stuff to barter with. Okay, that's just... Math is not my strong suit, as you will see, especially when we get to Junktown. And that's our first real trader that we'll run into, is Killian Darkwater. We're going to be a few caps short, but that's fine with me. Now, if we come back, we can always trade Scorpion Tails, get anti-venom. That is always an option. Now, we're going to talk to Tandy. I know I've leveled up, but I'm going to save that while I'm still thinking of the things I have to do here. She looks unhurt. Are you just a citizen? Brahmin burgers. No, I don't have any Brahmin burgers. Is this you, Tandy? No. She's hiding. And she should be another one of our talking heads. Well, not you. I wanted to just showcase her. We don't really have any quests. That's just in case they don't... I don't want to... grabbing new things. And these things are rocks. I believe you can use them as thrown weapons. Yeah, they're not great, but it's an option you can do. And I believe some NPCs, kids and things, will actually throw them at you. But I believe this is the version of the game that does not have children in it. This is the Steam version. And for international release, they got rid of the children's sprites in these games because there was no qualms like the Bethesda ones where there are children and you just can't do any damage to them. In the first two Fallout games, you could murder children and you would actually get a huge penalty to your karma and a nasty reputation throughout the wasteland, and it would have NPCs try to hunt you down for being a child killer. Because as awful as it is to, actually murder somebody to begin with, but it's especially horrible in the wasteland when there's, so little life, and killing children, it's very highly looked down on. This might, in fact, be Tandy. Yep, there she is. Hello, Tandy.
You were gone, and I wasn't going to get a chance to thank you for rescuing me. Oh, that was great! Action, adventure! Anyway, if there's anything that I can do for you, you just ask.
Now, Tandy here is voiced by Summer McCree, I believe is her name. But I know her as Elmira from Tiny Toons, and Penny from Inspector Gadget. Shows you just how old I am. She'll have some stuff to trade for as well. Like I said, she doesn't really have any quests associated with her anymore now that we have rescued her, but she's a talking head. I just want to make sure we got a chance to see that. And that'll be about, yeah, again, I'm not really concerned about 5 or 6 caps here and there.
Sure, I guess. I've never been out of here, so I don't know what help I can be. So, what you need?
I believe this is where she mentioned something about Brahmin tipping.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I mean, it is home and all, but it's so boring. You know, I want to see the world. Me? Leave? I wish. I don't know enough to leave alone. No one else wants to go. And worst of all, my father says he would have a heart attack if something happened to me.
Yeah, at first when I played this game, I thought maybe she would be one of your first companions to get, since she mentions wanting to leave town, which is RPG 101 for, I guess, you'll be my first recruit. But such is not the case. In fact, she has a very important role, and this is kind of getting to spoiler territories, for Shady Sands and, in fact, the rest of the Fallout series. But she has to become the next mayor of this town, and then eventually either the first or the second president of the new California Republic. But that's more Fallout 2's territory, so I just wanted to show her here. She's in her mid to late teens, and you meet up with her in Fallout 2 many, many years later. But, yeah.
Nothing much since you whomped those rad scorpions. Gee, I wish I could have seen that.
That reminds me that I had a point to bring up. Hopefully I won't forget it. But, yeah, the pronunciation of rad scorpions, or red scorpions, or where they put the emphasis on it, kind of changes, especially in these early games. In the Xbox kind of top-down dungeon crawler that plays kind of like Baldur's Gate, and now the other name of the one I'm forgetting, it's more based on, but yeah, the famous bartender Armpit has a really funny pronunciation of red scorpion. Red scorpion. Well, that's about it. Thanks, Sandy.
Well, thanks for talking. We don't get many strangers here, so it's always good to talk to new people. See ya.
Well, bye, Tandy. Have a good one. Oh, the point I wanted to bring up with her is she mentions Brahmin tipping. I forget the dialogue tree to get to it. But that would actually become a thing in Fallout New Vegas. If you crouch down next to a Brahmin and hit the interact button, you'll actually shove them over. It's funny. It's just great. So, one more thing. When it came to talking heads and the intro sequence, in the first episode of this, I noticed there was my mic was picking up a lot of the audio. That's been adjusted, so hopefully that won't be an issue anymore. So let's go ahead and level up before we head out into the wasteland and make our way to Junktown. Now, since we took Skilled, this is our first perk at level 4 here. Awareness is the perk I mentioned earlier that will actually show you hit points and what weapon that your opponents will be wielding. Earlier sequencing, obviously, you go faster. Let's see, healer. Oh, I did not mention that at all. Besides Stimpaks, you can heal yourself with first aid kits, which I believe I picked one up in Vault 15, and doctor bags, and I'll show you once we get back to the regular screen for your character sheet, not just the perk select screen, is that you have the 2 skills of first aid and doctor will actually fix crippled limbs and things like that. They will take time to do. I believe first aid is a matter of hours and doctor is a matter of days. I rarely use them, but it is a way to kind of maintain your self-sufficiency and save some caps. Quick Pockets will let me get to my inventory for less action points. None of these are really great, and I mentioned this in episode 1. Perks in Fallout 1 especially are not terribly great. All the really good ones are much later on down the line. like Slayer and Sniper and things like that. So that's why I felt, justified taking skilled, because skills will actually help out more in the long run than any one of these perks will. And Swift Learner will get me additional experience points, and I do like to take this, and it is best to take it early on, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. I know there's probably some really combat-heavy build players out there that are screaming at me like, no, you need perks. You need perks to get better sequencing and having your attacks cost less action points. And yeah, those are certainly great. But that's not how I roll, so... yeah, here they are. First aid. You can go ahead and give that a read. And then doctor's there. Yeah, and they do exactly like I said. If you want to read them, you can go ahead and pause and check it out. But yeah, minor wounds, crippled limbs and things. But we have 21 skill points to throw someplace, and I'm trying to think of what we're going to need in the immediate future. I think I want to get my speech up as high as I can, especially when I'm going to start dealing with NPCs that are more robust than the raiders in that camp you saw. I busted them up and everything, but I could have talked my way out of that. But come on, the raiders scumbags. What do I care? But later NPCs, we're going to have more interactions, and it's best to have a high speech with them. Specifically Gizmo, who we're about to run into. And, well, I do still hate you, Ian. Showing me up in all these combats. And wandering off. Junk 2? That's not going to work. So, like I said, save often, especially if you're going to be adventuring out into the wasteland, because Lord knows what's going to be waiting for you out there. Reload our gun. Oh, and I did a little research too, trying to remember how to increase stats. There's two ways to do it. First and foremost is the Brotherhood of Steel. They have cybernetic implants, or surgery of some kind. I believe it is cybernetics. They'll actually increase your base stats. The other thing you can do is later on, there'll be a perk you can get called Mutate, and you can change one of the traits you took, so I could actually exchange skilled for gifted and then get 5. I'm sorry, my math is terrible, but 1 to each of my, so that would, what, be 7? Yes. To each of my base abilities, because I was just thinking about my strength for this gun is not great. Anywho, enough jibber-jaw. There'll be plenty of that once we get to Junktown. If we get to Junktown. And just a reminder that there is a time limit in this game. Actually, there's 2, but... Okay, so we've encountered something. And it is a single rad scorpion. A particularly sneaky rad scorpion seems to be trying to ambush you. And he missed. So let's give him a bullet for his trouble. Let Ian do his thing. That Mr. Badass Ian gets 2 attacks a turn. I actually don't want to carry that. You can trade with them, but man, do they weigh a ton. As we saw in the Khan's camp. Having to do the good old-fashioned inventory shuffle. Here we come to Junktown. Oh, we get a little hula girl. Nice. Yep, and we're already being talked to by the guard to put our weapons away. Don't tell me what to do, loser boy. This game was from the 90s. Alright. Good, you ask. No weapons can be drawn except in self-defense. If you start a fight, it's your fault. Other than that, it's your right to go around armed. Just don't pull a knife or gun without just cause. Have a good day. Sounds good. Thanks, buddy. Go ahead and put our piece away. We got here at night. So you get to see there is the actual difference between day and night when you go into towns and things. Oh no! Let's see if I can talk our way in, because I don't want to risk running into another random encounter outside. Yep, and that's why we up our speech, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is Junktown. You can see it's larger. The wall around it isn't clay or adobe. It's actual literal junk, hence the name of the town. What you see is what you get. Before we go in, I believe this is Killian's shop. And Ian has a nasty habit in the scripted event to sometimes aggro. You'll see what I mean. I don't want to give anything away. Which is actually kind of funny. I hope we do get to see it just out of morbid curiosity so I could show you. But oh, this is in fact a guard station. Hello, everybody. Oh, and a little piece of trivia. You'll see this poster from time to time on walls. This is actually from a Tool album cover. Don't ask me which one. I know very little about Tool. I know more about Fallout than I do Tool. I was always a System of a Down man myself. I believe that is the health clinic. Yep, the hospital right there. This should be... I thought Killian's place was right up front. It's a local jail. Hey, buddy. Who are you? I'm Andrew. My job is to guard the jail. What are you doing? Guarding the jail, you dumb shit. Almost word for word. Guarding the jail. Yes. Why would you keep people from getting into the jail? Someone might leave something to help a prisoner escape, or someone might get locked inside, stuck until we could get the keys. Oh. Thanks, Andrew. So we have this gentleman over here. Hey, buddy. Where did I put that thing? Okay. Junktown peasant. I believe this gentleman here has an item that I think I need a shovel to go get. It's been a while. These are small little side quests you can do. Are you Killian's shop? There's not really any signs. Who are you? Junktown citizen. No, he might be the next screen over, come to think of it. I'll just take a quick lay of the land here. Hey, fellas. Doc Morbid's assistant, Cougar. And I see Flash. Hi, Flash. We're closed. Come back later. When is the doctor here? The doctor sees patients from 8 to 5. Now get out of here. Okay. How about you, Cougar? Hey, how's it going? Good? You? The Cougar is always fine. Hey, I gotta know. You need to talk to my man Flash here. He can help you out. Okay. So they're just kind of keeping an eye on the place while the doc is out. Because who knows who could just wander in, talk his way past the guards, and start some shit, right? Is that everything in this screen? Okay. General, sir. Here we are. Oh, and he does have a sign.